right now. Go
All
ahead.
right, here we go. Happy birthday today to Selby Dover. She's 16 years old, and this is from Martha and Freddie. And Amy Smith is also celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. If you want to submit any birthdays or anniversaries to us, just give us a call at 614-6499, or you can go online at mymix1041.com, or you can text us at the same 423-614-6499. And this is the Simmons Bank celebration list. The more I talk, the worse it's getting.
That's very true.
Take a deep breath.
Maybe you should take a hint. Cleveland Tire Center celebrating their 49th anniversary with a big blowout, and they are having gifts and prizes every single day, Monday through Saturday, through July 3rd. Today at Cleveland Tire Center, $69.95 on a front-end alignment. That's a great price. $69.95. Get your front end aligned. Go look at somebody. So you need to get your front end aligned, and not to mention your back end, baby. Cleveland Tire Center 49th anniversary blowout today. Hey, tomorrow at Cleveland Tire, they're going to do $49 off on any brake service, and don't forget register for the $200 gift card that Andy's giving away this coming Saturday at Cleveland Tire Center, the 49th anniversary blowout. Plus, they have instant rebates on Bridgestone, Firestone, mail-in rebates on Firestone. 49 years of Cleveland Tire Center. All right, it is 7:45, a Logan Thompson Law News update, but also going to be joining here in a second with State Senator Adam Lowe. Yesterday, the United States Supreme Court upheld Tennessee's ban on gender-altering care for transgender minors in a 6-3 ruling, and I'm going to bring in right here Senator Adam Lowe. Senator, good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
What's just give me your instant reaction to what the Supreme Court ruled yesterday.
Well, we anticipated the decision would come back this way. In December, when they made oral arguments, I had the privilege of being up in D.C. and speaking on the steps. And when you go to listen to the Supreme Court cases, because they don't allow cameras in the chambers, you have to actually listen to the audio. You had a chance to listen to what the justices had inquired about, where their brains were, and it really seemed like they were going to favor Tennessee in this ruling. And it's an important milestone for a couple of reasons. Number one, it affirms mostly Tennessee's right to regulate medical care, which, it gets hijacked and everybody wants to get into the emotional issues around LGBTQ rights, but this really was about the state's rights. It was about the ability of a state to regulate what we would consider appropriate paths of wellness in the state of Tennessee. And so in passing a ban for minors, now mind you, this is just for youth, in preventing life-altering surgeries and the use of hormones and puberty blockers in the state of Tennessee, our Attorney General argued fundamentally that was something Tennessee was allowed to do, that we regulate medicine, we license medical professionals, we work in the state of Tennessee to manage how medicine's delivered in the state, and we manage paths of wellness. And ultimately, that's what the Supreme Court ruled, is the ability of our state to do that. And we're the first in the nation to really take a position on the transgenderism issue. And so we hope we'll see other states will follow. But I think it's important for the public to know no transgender care was not banned yesterday nationwide. It's not banned in Tennessee. If you're an adult, you can do what you want to do. But if you are a child, we do not allow the established transgender movement to kind of prey upon you for medical care and for other things like that. And other states will have to take action to see similar results, but now they've got a Supreme Court ruling to back that up.
We're joined by State Senator Adam Lowe, and have you spoken at all with Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti? I know that his office put out a press release, obviously, yesterday, and I believe he's on national media this morning.
Well, he's on Cloud 9, and he'll be on the circuit for about the next 30 days, and and quite busy. But obviously, this is a big deal for him, for anybody to argue before the Supreme Court and to win. And this case was billed in a national spotlight, more so to the other side. The opposing counsel, Chase Strangio, was the first transgender attorney to ever argue before the Supreme Court, and that consumed all of the media attention. So now that this case has actually gone the direction of Tennessee, it's an opportunity for our Attorney General to really talk about the merits of the case and what it means for states. I expect that he'll catch he'll catch the heavy-handedness of all of the lobbying and the movement, but he's pretty good at sticking to the legal facts here. This, again, was a case about whether or not Tennessee appropriately moved to regulate medicine in the state. And I expect if you watch him on the circuit, he'll talk mostly about that. He won't get too far down in the weeds on the opinions of the legislature and the other appropriate paths of wellness. But I will say the Supreme Court justices had a lot of questions for opposing counsel with regards to what really constituted wellness. Do these treatments in Tennessee's decision to regulate these treatments, was there any significant evidence that would cause them to create a higher scrutiny, a heightened scrutiny for the federal government to get involved and to essentially usurp states' rights? And in the 6-3 ruling, of course, they said it does not. It is not settled science. We're seeing the National Institute of Health recently conducted a review of 23 of the most prominent studies around long-term effects of transgender care on mental health, and it found that most of the studies were plagued with false positives, and only when they addressed comorbid mental health issues like bipolar disorder, depression, and things like that did they see any impact on mental health, which is exactly what you see in non-trans populations. So even this week, you saw the Trump administration remove specific transgender options from the National Suicide Hotline. And the reason is that there is no specialized mental health treatment for people contending with that. It seems that issue is comorbid with other factors, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder. And so that came up in the oral arguments and in the questions from the justices. So I think that probably was in their mind.
Senator Adam Lowe, Senator, I appreciate you calling this morning and talking about this.
Well, I appreciate it. It's an honor to serve the state of Tennessee, and these are the reasons you send us to Nashville, is to make decisions like this. This was one of the first votes I took when I was elected to go to Nashville and serve in the Senate. And you talk about the protest and pressure, it was there, but we're doing what's right for the youth in the state of Tennessee. I made a promise when I ran. I'm going to protect our families. I'm going to protect our kids. And Tennessee's doing just that. And it's good to hear Zandra's voice this morning.
Sandra, you want to say hi to Senator Lowe?
Hi, Adam. I was just thinking the same thing about you, but Steve never lets me talk.
Whoever let you talk? That's ridiculous.
Listen, we appreciate everything that you're doing in Nashville. We really, really, really do. Thank you.
Listen, Zandra's doing big work in Nashville, too. ATS, the bridge, huge part of helping us understand how to navigate this whole new environment of hemp-derived THC and its impact on our kids. So thank you, Zandra, for all you do in that arena.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Listen, Steve's over here. He's holding his head. Sometimes
all of a
people
sudden we
have nice things to say.
all of a sudden we walked into some miserable love fest. I'm going to have to go.
I do love Adam.
Everybody has their place in the body of Christ, Steve. Just
What?
because you're the heel doesn't mean you're less important than anyone else.
I thought you were going to say something else, but anyway.
That was good.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good morning.
Thanks, Adam. See ya.
I thought he was going to talk about something else. I didn't know. I'm honored to be the heel. That's fine.
He was being very nice.
He's being very political, of course. It is.
No, he's just Adam.
Well, I know. It's 6 before the hour. Let's take a quick break here. Traffic in about 10 seconds.
This news update is brought to you by Amy D. Campbell, attorney at law.
Hey everybody, it's Amy Campbell. I've been practicing law for 23 years. If you need me, give me a call. It's 829-1429. You can check out my website, amydcampbell.com.
Roadhog!
All right, let's get a check of the streets. What's happening?
All right.
All right.
All right, here we
Okay.
go from the Don Ledford Automotive